Okay, so I'm under here. I'm doing the valve cover gasket. I wasn't going to do any more videos on this, but okay, so somebody might know. I did take the exhaust off. They said you can get it without it. I don't know. That would be really hard to do. The muffler goes right here. But my gaskets were gone, or the exhaust hooks to the exhaust manifold. Then there's two bolts in this end. And this end I didn't realize afterwards, it's slotted, so you could just pull that out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this off. You can see it's leaking like crazy. So that's where I'm at. So as you can see, she's pretty gunky. And I didn't think a socket was going to fit on there, but if I took my little pick here and I clean that out, and I was actually get a socket on there at 7/16. It's like the 3 sizes on this whole car. It's pretty awesome. And that was leaking right onto my exhaust. So let's see what we got. Alright, well that came off really easy. I guess seeing, you know, the oil's running out of it. Now, I believe you can set, I think I got it on number 1. There is some lash there. I'm going to look up and see what it is. Looks really nice in there, nice and clean. Of course, the junk wouldn't lay there where this is, but there's none on the bottom. This oil was just changed. I mean, it looks really nice. If you could see, well, it looks pretty clean. But I'm going to change it again, so I don't know what to put in it. I got some 1030, and I'm going to add some lead additive for these older engines. So yeah. So this was a rubber gasket that was on here, and pretty brittle. So I'm going to go with the old cork ones. These are known to leak. Keep my fingers out of it. I don't know if that was replaced. Looks like some kind of a rubber plastic. This one's leaking really bad. The other side's not leaking at all. So I got the old Felpros. But I clean this up. She is a little rough, you might say. This is weird. I bought this paint, and it said it was ink black. That's all they had. They didn't have any black. Black. Well, you'd think ink black would be black, but it's not. It's, you know, I mean, it's fine. How many of you guys would actually paint valve covers that go underneath the car so you can't even see them? I don't know, something about it. It's a little satisfaction and putting it back, and it's all nice. I'm actually gonna clean up that shield too, just for, why not? Yeah, so I cleaned this up. I'm not gonna, I just got the chunks off it. I'm not gonna repaint it because I don't have any high temperature paint, and this is actually the shield, heat shield. Goes next to the muffler. If you guys wondering, I took the whole exhaust system off. There it is. Those actually the donut gaskets are leaking anyhow, and that bracket is toast. So see if I can get new ones. I know I can get the donut gaskets. I already have them on eBay. Get a bracket for that, and we'll be good. Scuff it with a little bit of sandpaper, and that's 2 coats. That does not look better than putting that old crusty thing back there. So you tell me, are you one of the guys that would just throw it back on there and forget it, good enough, it works? Or are you the guy like me with ADD that it's underneath the car, but you might as well do the best you can? Let me know. Now, doesn't that look better? Got that all cleaned up. This was just slobbered. I'm running out of gasoline, and I only got 1 can brake clean on me, so all cleaned up, ready to go. I don't think I'm going to mess the valves. I don't know. That one's loose. That's the number 1 that should be down a turn. I don't know. We'll see. But anyhow, I'm going to slap that cover on there. I want to take I took this off. I didn't take it all the way off. It's got a little doohickey in here that opens when it's hot to get the air, let the air come and go. I don't know if that's working. I'll have to check that. They were both propped open with sticks, so I'm assuming they're not. So I'll have to get those. I'm sure Clark's Corvair has those. Some of the stuff I've been getting on eBay too. Like I couldn't get I couldn't get the hoses, the brake line, the soft lines for the on Rock Auto, or I don't know if I looked on Clark's, but they're on eBay. They look right. So I'm not going to do the other side right now because I'm actually going to do this brake hose right now while both sides of you jack it up right there and the whole thing comes off the ground. So I'm going to do those soft lines. So when I get some help back here, I can have brakes. That would be great. Continue on. I just pulled that hub off. It was a little sticky. I just put some squirts on it. I got this old can of stuff. It's like, this came with one of my houses. JB, Justice Brothers, twice as good. I know, it smells like PB Blaster, but it's old. I don't see. I mean, it's made in America. It's not the same as JB Weld. I looked it up. JB Weld is not Justice Brothers. So anyhow, I don't know what's up with the bright red, but if you can look, I was wondering about doing these over. But look how nice that looks in there. Anyhow, there's no junk. There's no. Usually it's all crusty and and it's not. So I'm gonna not touch that. I did have new brake lines. I did get them from eBay. They look right. I just can't seem to get that apart without breaking anything. So the rears, let me see. Where's the one that I threw away? Well, anyhow, so let me get into this and I can tell you. What the number is. Okay, so that's the rear, and it's that H66718, and then the other one is the front 36528. I already opened that. That looks right. It's got that big old end on that end, and then the same old on that end. So that was good. They were not cheap, like all delivered. That was like $60 for the 4 of them. So, but when you only have a single, all your brakes are on the same pot. If one goes, they all go. Yeah, I probably want new ones. So I was gonna put this valve cover back on and finish that up, but apparently it's like the longest drying paint that there could possibly be. So, and it's the desert here. It's a little humid today. It's like 30% or something, but yeah, it doesn't say dry time. Dries to touch 2 to 4 hours. Yeah, that's terrible. So I may just throw it back out in the sun there. I wish I had the other one done too. But this car it's got jacking points like a Corvette, if you know what I mean. I had a 95 Corvette. The jacking points are very far and few between. It's a unibody. You see, there's not much flex, right? I got it jacked way back here, and that's up. This car only weighs 2,500 pounds. And now you can actually get a good look at the body on this. Like, there's surface rust. But the rockers are great. I need to go see if I can get the wheel trim off that other car. Steal those parts off of there, but it's just the dents and stuff. So, yeah. So, I don't know, I might just let that sit with some juice on it. And then if I have to, I'll do the heat and the juice and the heat and the juice and see if I can't get it apart. So now doesn't that look so much better? It's going to be covered, but, at least I know now. Actually, that color, that ink black looks like it's got a little blue in it or something. I like these that spread the, I don't know what they're called, like, but they're bent in on the end, so that tension is the whole length of that. So, yeah. Well, that won't make it run any better, but at least keep the oil in it. So I get the heat shield back in there. Muffler goes right here, but you can see those clamps. I was talking about the ends on them. See, I don't know. I still think it looks nice to have that up there and know that it's been touched and it's been painted. And these I got to look into. These, there's a thing in there, that tension. There's quite a lot of tension on that. They got to be replaced. That doodad. You see it's oil over all that oil was leaking. It's just running out here. So yeah, I think that's about it. Put the muffler back on. I don't know if I'm gonna get into those brakes today or not. Kind of funny. Sometimes it starts good, idles. Sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit smoky, but so it's been a week or so since I was working on this, and I ordered some more parts. I don't know if I can get under there. You can see that's still leaking, and you can see it's not the valve cover gasket. So what it is in here, you have push rod tubes with O-rings, and so I've ordered those, and I'm not going to do the other valve cover gasket or anything. I'm going to take this off and clean this. So those are leaking a lot, as you can see right there. So I've ordered those on, I think I got those from Clark's Corvair. It's out of, I think it's in Springfield, Mass. And actually those weren't bad. So it's funny about these parts, because a doohickey that opens and closes that flap for your air cooled, it's a little spring thing. I don't know, it looks like it's about that big around. That's $90. But the whole set of O-rings for this whole bottom end was $23. So I'm waiting to get those. It's looks like kind of a pain, but it's just time consuming. It's not hard. You take those valve covers back off, and when you take your head bolts, you do one at a time. There's a retaining clip that holds the tubes in for each cylinder. You pull those out, you put the new tubes, the new O-rings in, and then you slide it back in there, put that in, torque it down, take the next one out. So I mean, it's a 6-cylinder, so it's not that many. But this morning I've been working, haven't seen this in a while. So I put new head gaskets in this, and it started running worse and worse, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now what? So I investigate today, and I pulled my valve cover gasket off, and guess who didn't torque down the rocker arms? Yep. So I had one cylinder that was, push rods weren't doing anything. So I got that back together, and the only thing that needs now is cam position sensor. I had a light on that. If you haven't seen this before, I think I did some videos on it. It's a 96. It's only got 91,000 miles on it. I know it's hard to believe, that old, but I bought it, I don't know, a couple of years ago now. And yep, 91,000. And I wouldn't have put so much time into this, but the interior on this is so nice. It was apparently a single one, well, seats down, but these are nice. Like, it's clean. There's a few things, but I mean, it's old. So got my next oil change ready, because I had the head gasket gone, so there's water in the oil, so I'm not going to run it too long, and then I'm going to change it again. Make sure all that water's out of there. I'm going to let it set this time before I change it, so that all that oil, all that water, settles in the bottom of the pan and comes out. May not be much, but I don't want to run it too long. So anyhow, I got that back going again. That's been a pain. Needs a windshield. Probably won't get one. I don't care. It's not in the way. They don't say anything down here. So that's what I've been doing, working on that as well. So I'm all over the place, working on things. I got the interior. If you haven't seen the videos on that, I got this interior back together. They actually had the original. I don't know the original, but they got the fleur-de-lis, which is a Chevrolet thing. So I put the floor mats back in it. They're actually see-through. I don't know what you call it. So I got a couple little things to do here. I got dimmer switch there because I have no headlights. I'm going to try that first. I actually got the taillights working. It was just bulbs that needed to be done. I did clean this side down with this quarter panel with SOS pad. I think I got to finish that door, the rest of it. I am going to just put shine juice on this for now from Derek, Vice Grip Garage rather. And I haven't gone over any of this. Well, I did. You can see I did part of it. So it's quite a different. It's really bad. The paint's really bad. But honestly, I afford to paint this. And I don't know how much money I can put into a car like this. It's a rust-free car, really. And so you got a quarter panel on the other side. You got rust because that's where the battery was. The battery leaked, and well, you guys know. So anyhow, I do have it dry. It runs. It says not idling good. I got to get a friend of mine that's master mechanic and help me with this, the timing and the carbs and all that. I don't know. That's not my thing. I don't know. So I think I'm going to just stop this here, and then I'll do a video on those seals. I say, it doesn't look that complicated. Nothing here that I've done is complicated. Believe me, I'm no mechanic by any means. Actually, my trade is construction. So there was a big old dent here. I walloped it and pounded it out as much as I could, straightened out that trim. I don't know what it is. All the cars down there, too, are hit. Like parts cars, are hit right there. Like, what are they pushing these things with? I don't know. You know? So I actually take it off, and I got some cheapy Charlie hammers, body hammers, and just got it pounded back in place. Because, yeah, I'm not going to get too crazy with the body on this thing. So I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up there.